Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you can play a song called Colon by Eric Church. And if you want to play along with the recording, actually it's in a drop tuning, so you actually have to go to the tuners and loosen up the tuners to get to E flat, B flat, G flat, D flat, A flat, and E flat. We're just going to work this lesson in standard tuning. I'm going to start off with our intro on a G major chord. When we play G major, normally first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the low E on the third fret, and third finger on the high E on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also dig on putting the third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, kind of working that for the G. And on the intro, actually, you will hear this cool little melody. Actually, there's some cool steel guitar here too, but you will kind of hear almost an A note kind of come out of that, where you could take the first finger and put it to the G string second fret on a G major 9, kind of adding the A note to the G, and then coming back to the G. So kind of a G, G major 9, G major 9, G, kind of adding and subtracting that second fret on the G. Now there's a couple different strumming options through the tune actually, and there's a lot of different rhythm changes, and we'll try and talk about all those. Well, one way is that what we were just working actually, just kind of an 8 down count. I'm adding a little bit of muting, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you could gravitate to a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we take the G and just try that a lot. This actually be really, really slow for this tune. Actually, kind of a G, down, up. Try and add in that second fret to make the G major 9 around the chord. Kind of cool idea. G down, down, add in the A note, up, and then back to G. It's kind of last down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up. But what it really sounds like in the tune, at least in the intro, is a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, up, down, up. Kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, up, down, down, down. And what I mean by that is if you take the G and do it down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 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 down. And then on the third beat, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, down, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, 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 down. So all together, you get down. Then we go into our first verse. Our first verse starts on the G major, and then we go to an E minor chord. And normally you do this first finger on the A second, second finger on the D second. If you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord. It sounds really sad. Now you may also want to add in the third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, kind of make that an E minor 7. And then from the E minor, we'll be going to a C major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the B first fret, second finger on the D second fret, third finger on the A on the third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord. It sounds really, really happy. Now you may also dig on lifting off the first finger and making that a C major 7. Or you can add in the pinky on the B third for C major 9 and kind of say some things around the C chord. Or another way to play C major 9 would be doing first finger on the D second, second finger on the A third, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. If you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9. It sounds really happy. And then from the C, we'll be going back to our G. If you're digging on the downs, actually, you'd be kind of doing almost like a 4 down count on each of those. G, 2, 3, 4, E minor, C, G. Or if you're you're doing the down, down, up, you may want to do just a down, down, up on those chords to kind of have C down, G down, up, G down, up, E minor, down, up, C down, up, G down, up, G down, up, E minor, down, up. And at the very end, there's this cool tag where you can do the C with a down, and then go to a D major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the G second finger on the high E second, third finger on the B third, and if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord. It sounds really happy. And around D's in general, it can be kind of cool to lift the second finger. Always dangerous for your lift. So that makes a D sus 2. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E third for a D suspended chord and kind of say some things around it. And on that part, if you're doing the downs, you may want to do kind of 2 downs on the C, 2 downs on the D, and then kind of do a big G at the very end. Or if you're doing your down, down, up, down, you may want to do a C with a down, D with a down, and then G with a down, almost like a big accent at the end. So that last time through, you have kind of that G, down, up, E minor, down, up, C, D, big G. Now another way to kind of work it is using the 16th pattern. And there's a couple ways to kind of split these chords with that. You could do the down, 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 up, kind of half the pattern on each of the chords. G, down, down, up, E minor, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, G, down, down, up. Or you could split the pattern actually between the chords. G with a down, 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 up, and then go to the E minor for the up, down, down, up, down, up. And C with a down, 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 up. And G with the up, down, 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 up. And on that last hit, you may want to do C with a down, down, up. With a down, down, up, and then a big G at the very end with just a big down. So all the way through that first verse with the 16th pattern, you got G, E minor, C, G, G, E minor, C, G, G, E minor, C, G, first verse, then we'll be going into our first chorus. And we start off on the G major chord, and then we kind of half a C and a G. C, 2, 3, 4, G, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, G. And then we have a C and a G, G, and then we have a G to D. And then we do this cool G major, and you may want to do a big down hit. You'll hear this cool little lick come in where you can play the open G, kind of doing down ups on all these, but kind of open G, second on the D, third on the D, fourth on the G, D, then open G, second fret on the G, third fret on the G, and then fourth fret on the G. It's kind of like this cool little G lead. It's kind of 0, 2, 3, 4, open 2, 3, 4 to lead into our second verse, or what I'm calling the second verse, which I think is kind of cool. Now, if you're doing the down, down, up, down, up, you could try it that way too. Kind of G, down, up, down, C with a down, down, up, G with a down, down, up, G, C, down, up, G, half a C, half a G, half a G, half a D, and then you go right in that G lead, and it's faster, better. Or if you're doing it on the 16th, yeah, you got G, C, G, G, C, G, half a C, half a G, half a G, half a D, and we go into our lick. Second verse. And the second verse starts with some really cool hits, and then we kind of pick it back up. So it's kind of weird. You got the C for kind of a 2 hit, and you may want to do kind of downs and kind of kill the strings with your hand. Kind of a down, kill it, and then G with almost a up, down, yeah. And then C, down, G with a up, down, and then G with a down, 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 and then a down up, and then C with 2 downs, and then G with the down up, down up, down. Or down, down. That just feels better to me. And then from there we kind of pick it up almost like on the tail end of our chorus, but with some variations. So all the way through that second verse, you got kind of C, C, G, C, C, G, 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 C, G, and then we pick it back up to D, C, G, and then G, and we kind of have our verse pad, C, D, G, which kind of gets filled in a little bit. On that last hit too, if you're doing the down, down, up, down, up, you may just want to do kind of a down on the C, down on the D, G with a down, down, up. Carry that through. Or I was kind of demonstrating the 16th, right? Kind of G, and then C, down, down, D, down, down, D, down, 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 up. And then from there, we'll be going into our chorus part. Now, one other thing I think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you're throwing a bass for the chord. So on the G, you'd have the low E for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have the low E for the bass. On the C, you'd have the A for the bass. And on the D, you'd have the D for the bass. So it could true that next chorus is kind of a bass down, up, down. And this would be kind of slow, but kind of that G, down, up, down, C with an A bass, G with a low E bass, G, work it off a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a bass, bass, down, down, up, a bass, down, up, down. And on the halving chords, you could work it as a bass, down, down, up on each of those chords, or you could split the pattern with basses. C with a bass, down, down, and G with the up, bass, down, 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 down. So we tried that second chorus that way. You have the G. A solo part actually, and it starts out kind of funky, but then we kind of end up on more of like a country feel actually. So the first half of the solo is kind of keeping that 16th going. You'd have C, G, G, C, craziness actually. So this, so reminds me of Jerry Reed or something. But on the next part, it almost goes to a traditional country feel, and you could do this really slow, actually, the way we were talking about, kind of slow down, up, down, up, and then kind of half your chords through that part. That would work. What it sounds like they're doing is almost like a ×2 idea, where instead you can try and get the down, down, up, or the bass down, up, 2 times on each chord. And where we were halving the pattern before, now we can do the whole pattern. So we tried it that way. We'd have the G, G, C, G, G, C, sounds like it's more of a traditional country feel through that. Where on the G chord, for instance, you could play the low E string for what's called the root of the chord, and then do a down up, or even just a down, and then we go to the D string for something called the fifth. Like if G was number 1, G, A, B, C, D is what we call a fifth. So you're going low E string, down or down up, open D, down or down up. It's kind of a traditional country feel. I'm gravitating to Johnny Cash here because I know we're going fast. So to get that same sound on the C chord, you could work the A string on the 3rd fret to the low E string on the 3rd fret. So I'm actually moving my 3rd finger from the A 3rd to the low E string 3rd, to get the same kind of sound through the 5th. A 3rd, low E 3rd. And on the D chord, you have the D to the A string for your root 5th. D string, A string, and on the E minor, you have low E to the A string. So we kind of dig on that part. You can try and keep up with them, which could be kind of challenging. So we tried that with a country feel. You have kind of that G, C, G, G, C, G, G, C, G, G, D, G. And then from that solo, then we move on back into our chorus part. Now we're actually kind of back into the funk. So we have our G, C, G, we kind of half the G and the D. Now we're holding down on the G. And we kind of have a big hit on the G. G, and then down, down. Oh, actually, it's that same rhythm in it. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. Kind of working that tail end. Kind of play around with that too for the outro. But that's the basics of how you can strum along with Colwyn by Eric Church, and remember to tune down a half step. So you actually have to go to the tuners, E flat, B flat, G flat, D flat, A flat, E flat. Best of luck.